Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir, and you may notice I'm talking a little bit differently here. I'm not using my lower register and going through vocal fry on purpose here. You see, there was people coming back to the office after the holiday break, and I would ask them, "How was your holiday? How was your Christmas break?" And many people said to me that, oh yeah, my wife was sick, and then my kids got sick, and then I was sick, and I spent most of the holiday sick. Ran into many people that shared that same story. So it seems that the gift of the Christmas season this year was pestilence, because as you can tell, I'm now sick with the flu. So I actually didn't go to the comic shop yesterday. I went home early from work and I went to bed. And I just stayed in bed for pretty much all day. And today I called off. I'm still pretty sick, but I figured I'd get out to the shop and take a look at what came in. So these reviews for the next couple days will probably be a little bit shorter to see how much energy I have to go through it. But we have Fallen Angels number 5 here. And Fallen Angels and X-Force both came out this week. And as you know, those are the two X titles I am enjoying the most. X-Force, of course, is like, the typical X-Men Black Ops group. And Fallen Angels is like the unsanctioned revenge team. And here is JR. Let me push him off to the side. JR is not as good as Butters. The reason why I always push him off to the side is that he will just sit down and lay down and start swatting at the comic. Yeah, I know Butters does that a little bit too. Now I'm going to have to rub his belly. He's also a little bit more in your face than Butters, so that's why I always kind of try and keep him off to the side until he gets a little bit more settled down. So Fallen Angels number 5. We're looking at a cover here, which I think the cover's nice. I think the cover's cool looking. It's always nice to see, Psylocke, in full Psylocke mode, you know what I mean. But again, we're getting to a trading card cover. I dislike these covers when they don't really show or say what's going on in the book. It's a personal thing, and I'm going to point it out every time. I hate that trend. It's okay for variant covers, but I hate it on main covers. So, as far as I'm aware, this is not a variant. So, this issue is, I believe this storyline with what's the robot god APOC looks to be only about 6 issues. It's going to be a 6-issue storyline, even based upon the little. Oh, I like how they put the butterfly symbol in there. Based upon how it goes in here, they have the release dates, and they seem to go only up to the 6th issues. Fallen Angels number 6 is right there. This is kind of the calm before the storm. As you know, APOC, whatever his name is, I keep blanking on it, has this overclock drug that he's giving to kids. It is going to bring mutants and humans together all under one mind, blah blah blah. It's been done before with biblical overtones, but it's been an interesting storyline because the robot god views Kwannon, Psylocke, as its mother. So it gives a little bit of mercy, even though it was responsible for the death of Quannon's child, because it was basically jealous. Okay, nice. Yeah, it's got a nice story there. I do like that plot. I do like the motivations. And so this issue is basically the calm before the storm, the gathering of the armies. This is Psylocke getting together Cable and Husk and Bling, and I really hate that Bling. They have to put the exclamation point as part of her name, and I kind of want to start just calling her Bling exclamation point. I don't know why that bugs me. So this issue is basically Laura getting them together for Psylocke, and they're going to be their strike team. And there goes my bird. We get to see little bits of the conversation here where Laura goes to Psylocke and tells her that we got an army, and that Psylocke is she doesn't feel that she's the leader. Um, she's a very conflicted person. She was raised by the hand to be a killer, but she sees that, but she still has this good heart inside of her. While the entire time she is fighting with, having been basically a part of Betsy Braddock for some time. So Sinister, using some of this overclock technology that Psylocke brought to him, gives Psylocke the way to fight APOC. I keep calling him APOC. I really should look that up. I already forgot what his name is. And basically, it's going to remove her from her body, put her into cyberspace where she can fight him on its own terms, on its own level. This is the thing I hate, is when they do this kind of panel arrangement, because you're never sure if you should be reading it like this or reading it here and here. Yes, you should be reading it this way, but I really dislike how they do that, and I call it out every single time. So Sinister gives her what she needs, and as he asks her, "Why, Psylocke? Why care what happens to them? APOC, that's its name. APOC. I keep calling it APOC. APOC can't come here. Let him infect the world." Now, here at Krakoa, that little weapon that Sinister gave her, well, tool is a better word, he can't find her here, but when she goes back to Earth, APOC can find her. So Sinister asks, "Why are you fighting for humanity?" And Psylocke responds, "Conscience isn't based on debt. Conscience is purpose. And I finally have mine." And then we get flashbacks to, her training. There's been a lot of flashbacks in this series, but it's good because it's actually explaining how Kwannon is separate from Psylocke. Kind of undoing the whole mess that she was when they first introduced her back in late 90s. And then they used the fill-in pages as text pages to show how the teacher knew that Kwannon was going to kill him and expected it because the teacher, Kwannon's teacher in the hand, was making her into the ultimate weapon. And yeah, this is Psylocke's story, and it's really, I'm enjoying this book. It is a really enjoyable book. They're actually making Kwannon good again. And when I say good, not like good versus evil, but interesting, making her a separate character other than the body that Betsy used for a while. And she's still haunted by all this. Psylocke is a haunted character. I cannot blame you, Elizabeth. I will forgive you once I can no longer feel you, and we are finally apart. That is such excuse me, as I told you, I'm sick here. And it's such a great thing they're doing with Psylocke here. How they're developing her as this haunted character. Who's writing this again? Brian Hill? Whoops. Hit the phone. Brian is doing a great job with Psylocke. He brings in these other characters. Now we have Husk, and now we have Bling! Bling exclamation point. And we get a quick little training. A training sequence where, as they're getting ready to take on APOC, and Psylocke even gets before them and basically gets down on her knees and says, "I don't deserve to lead you, but if you let me, I will kill for you," and all that. Basically, not a lot happens. It's the forming of the band, the ones that are going to get together and finally take on the bad guy. If you're looking for, action or whatever, this is not the issue, but it is a good lead. It is a good character. I don't want to say character study, but you see the motivations of the characters. You see why they're following, why they would follow Psylocke, why these characters are different than the rest of the X-Men who are just, basically hanging out on Krakoa and doing their things, and why they aren't part of X-Force. They even say, well, we're not X-Force. So yeah, this book, we're in 12 o'clock. Like I said, you may think, why go so high on an issue that not a lot happens? It's because we're getting to see inside the characters, and we're seeing, especially, the salvation of Kwannon as Psylocke. A lot of people who came in, from just a couple years ago, who have been familiar with this being Betsy Braddock, that they never knew her in her earlier phase when she was, wearing the floaty light purple outfits, lavender outfits, or even when she had her battle armor. People who don't know what happened to her before this body was introduced. Um, they're actually taking this and making a very interesting character. And I'm loving this version of Psylocke. I love the more we get to see of her. And when this whole Krakoa thing ends, I hope they keep going with this because it's a fascinating character. Um, Still not too crazy about young Cable, but it's growing on me. So yeah, I'm going full 12. I am loving this book. So X Force also came out. I will be checking that out next. And oh yeah, I forgot, a little surprise came for me today. So I'll have to mention that in the next video. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. I'm going to try and keep these a little bit shorter here because, as you can tell, I feel like crap. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.